Hi, I'm Mona, and if you're here, you found Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot. So today I have this 3-pile pick-a-pile reading, and these readings are for the healing energy sessions. I do put out one video per day. I used to put out a lot of videos per day, but I found that making all these videos is pretty much taking away from my time from, performing my projects and things that I need to do in order to keep me alive. So, but I did make a promise that I wanted to help as many people as I could until the end of the month. And I'm going to try and keep my promise to you guys, okay? So I have 3 piles here. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Today's question is, why can't I speak up for myself? Okay, why can't I speak up for myself? So this is for those of you who might think, you may go through a certain situation or something, and you know how to help the situation, or you know the answer to something or whatever, whatnot, but you just don't say anything. This could involve maybe confidence, or just feeling like whatever you say, people might not accept it, or something like that. I did want to also add that you should not live your life by the tarot. Okay, I like to use the tarot because it helps me with stories. Maybe I can get a better idea or a better aspect about what's going on, and then when I do the oracle at the end, I can elaborate fairly well on those oracles. Okay. To my subscribers, welcome back, and to any new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Okay, I do have timestamps below in case y'all didn't notice. Also, at the end of these piles, I do the oracle, where you will find the advice. Okay, and that's all it is. It's just advice. I'm not trying to change your religion. I'm not trying to change you to do anything I say. I'm not trying to make you believe me. Okay, all I'm doing is trying to make you think. Think about what has happened in your own life. Think about your own situation, because these may not resonate with everybody. And if it does, hey, if it doesn't, don't make it fit, okay? Don't make it fit. If you're having a wonderful marriage or relationship and all of a sudden these devastating cards come out, don't try to make that fit. Okay, this reading or this pile is not for you. And you can just go ahead and skip straight to the end and just see whatever advice I have for whatever, right? So anyways, with that being said, hopefully you have chosen which pile is calling out for you. If not, you can pause the video. You can take your time to look over the 3 piles and see which one is calling out best to you, okay? So I am going to go ahead and start with pile number 1. Pile number 1 is first. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose pile number 1. Let's go ahead and find out, why can't I speak up for myself? Okay. So first here we have the deer. Okay. And the deer represents sensitivity and peace. So what I'm gathering from this is, when it comes to why can't I speak up for myself, perhaps you are sensitive to other people's reactions, okay? Maybe you just want to keep the peace in all situations. You don't want to voice your opinion because maybe you don't want to upset anyone. You want to avoid confrontation or something like that. I will say, though, if it's very important to speak up, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and start out and see what's going on here. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Ten of Rods. We have the King of Rods. We have the Four of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Ten of Rods. The Chariot. The Tower. Ace of Swords. Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Cups. Okay. Why can't I speak up for myself? We have the Eight of Cups twice. We have two major arcanas here. I see we have the Chariot and the Tower. We also have the Ten of Wands or the Ten of Rods twice. Okay, all right. So we have the Eight of Cups starting out, right? So you may have walked away from a situation that was way too burdensome for you. Okay, there was just too much to deal with. You couldn't handle it. So you walked away. You could have actually been dealing with somebody like the King of Rods. And, you know, the King of Rods can be male or female energy. We all have male and female energies. So this person may have been a very passionate person. It could be a person from your past, okay? Male or female. And we also have this Four of Pentacles here. And it's somebody that you're hanging on to, okay? Or either you could be hanging on to this thought or memory of this person, or you could just be hanging on to possibly your finances, okay? Maybe you're working on your finances and you're trying to hold on to, you know, as much as you can. Maybe you have a lot of bills, who knows? But it can be either one of those situations. Now with the Seven of Cups here, the Seven of Cups represents having a lot of choices or options, okay? It can also represent like daydreaming, you know, fantasy land, hoping and wishing and just daydreaming, you know? So you may have had about a lot of options, or maybe you're thinking about, you know, something in regards to holding on to a thought of a person, okay? You could be daydreaming about this person, of all the different ways you could have been happy with them, or how can you go back to them, how can you speak to them, or it could be anything like that. You may have planted some sort of seeds of intention, you know, hoping for this person to maybe come back, and you're trying to watch these seeds grow, but it's kind of hard. That's why we have the Seven of Cups here, because all you can do is fantasize about what could be or what might be, or, you know, if it will ever be. And, you know, you walked away because it was a burden, you know, and you took a chariot ride into another direction, all right? Now, because you did that, what might have happened, okay, keyword might have happened, is that the tower came down. Maybe you left temporarily and you wanted to come back, or, you know, whatever, and maybe you didn't tell them that you were leaving. They couldn't find you and they just dropped you. Maybe they just figured you bailed on them and you're just like, okay, whatever, I'm done with them, you know? And then now you're finding out that they've moved on, and whose fault is that? It's probably your fault for not saying anything, for not speaking up for yourself, okay? Thinking that somebody's going to wait forever for you. But without any contact or communication, why would anybody wait, right? You could have done this to somebody, or they could have done it to you, okay? The roles can be reversed, totally. So now you're holding some sort of, you know, secret, you know? Maybe it might be a secret about, you know, how you feel inside, pain inside yourself. And you might want to take this information to this person. You want maybe to, or you might want them to come in with some information to you to tell you whether or not if they're still there, if they're still waiting, or maybe you want to tell them, I'm sorry, you know, I didn't tell you, blah, 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 you know, either way. Because the Ace of Swords signifies like a new beginning, a new truthful, honest, good beginning. being clear on both sides, you know, but it can also be a sword that kind of cuts off a situation for good. All right. You could have severed the relationship or, the business plan, whatever is resonating with you in terms of, it could be business, it could be love, it could be family, you know. But either way, you're waiting for these seeds of intention to grow, but it seems that they might have walked away for good. They might still be there today if you might have spoken up for yourself. Okay? You can't expect everyone to wait for you, especially if you're not communicating, right? So someone walked away here, but this could also signify somebody coming back, walking back, coming towards you. Maybe because of information that was received or something like that. Maybe wanting to come back with the truth because you found out they ended it and you didn't realize that they ended it. And when you found out, yeah, you were devastated. Maybe you felt like it was a burden to tell them for some reason, unknown. Everybody's situation is different. I wouldn't know what yours is. Maybe they had business to take care of elsewhere, private business, who knows? But it was that non-communication that has brought you to this scenario, right? So if this sounds something like your scenario, right, then you can go ahead and fast forward to the end and see what kind of advice you can get from the universe, and maybe I can help you to try and understand what's going on, all right? So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Okay, so here's for pile number 2. Let's go ahead and find out, why can't I speak up for myself? All right. Okay, so we have the angel. And the angel represents guardian of hope and wonder. All right, so maybe you're feeling hopeful in a situation. You're wondering if things are going to pan out in your benefit, because maybe you made a mistake and you didn't speak up and tell somebody something, right? And you're hoping that if you do come with this information, that things might work out. Well, let's find out. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Peppermills, Knight of Wands, the Moon, Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Justice, Four of Cups, the High Priestess. Okay. So, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 major arcanas here, okay? This could be involving thoughts of marriage, okay, secrets, getting justice over a situation, finding equality and balance possibly, and, manifestation. So let's see what we have here. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's starting a new beginning when it comes to finances, financial security, finding balance within your life, grounding yourself, okay? And the Hierophant represents, it could represent marriage. It could represent, going within, being involved in certain religious situations, like marriage. Marriage is a sort of a religious thing, union of two people. It could be involving in, more church going, or, anything of religion, teaching it, learning it, finding your own answers possibly. We also have the Nine of Swords here, and that's somebody who is staying up at night and they're hurt. And this could be you. Maybe something came to an end, or you made the wrong choice and now you're regretting it. Could be involved in a marriage that you're not happy in. You thought you could find some financial security here, but you're not very happy at all, possibly. Possibly, okay? This might be happening, but if it's not, please don't run with it, okay? So, we also have the Queen of Flamingos here, and the Queen of Flamingos, she's a very nurturing, kind, loving person, right? This could be you or another person. And like I said before, if you're a male watching this, it can definitely be you because we both have male and female energies within us, right? So just remember that. So the Queen of Peppermills is trying to move forward, you know. But some information might be coming into her, some information from the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a passionate person. Usually the Knight of Wands likes to come in and wave his wand around, you know, wave it to this woman and wave it around to that woman. Yes. And the Queen of Flamingos is like, well, let me hear what he has to say. Because the Queen of Flamingos or Queen of Swords, she will listen to you. She will listen to what you have to say. But if you don't say it right, and if she doesn't agree, she will definitely cut you out of her life. Okay, she's not afraid to speak up, this Queen of Swords. Definitely not. So it looks like you're dealing with this person because the Queen of Swords, she doesn't hold her tongue. She will tell you how she feels. And you might be holding the energy of the Knight of Peppermills, this passionate knight coming in to speak passion to this person. Maybe it's not all 100% passion because we also have the Moon card there, and the Moon card represents secrets. Secrets that aren't being revealed. And it looks like these two are coming together towards each other. But she's waiting to hear what you have to say. She wants to know if you're going to say what you need to, maybe some of these secrets, because she might know some of them already. We also have the Four of Swords here. And the Four of Swords represents going within. So you may have stopped before you've done all these things. You may have stopped to think about things. Think about maybe these lies that, you know, that you're keeping secret. How you're going to come about, you know, telling the truth, right? Speaking your truth. We also have the Knight of Pentacles. And, you know, that's a person who is very slow. That's the slowest moving knight in every deck. Because, you know, it's not easy to make money. It's a slow process, you know, unless you win the Powerball or the Mega Millions, you know, you're going to be moving slow because it takes time to make money. So you may be working hard. You may be actually juggling a lot. You might have a lot on your plate indicated by this Two of Pentacles. Maybe you're working two jobs, you know, and, you know, maybe that's why you can't sleep very well at night because you're working two jobs and, you know, you're keeping your mind off of what's going on. But then the night comes and you're alone and you're laying in bed and you're probably thinking, God, what have I done? I'm worried that I might have lost this person. And you know, the Queen of Flamingos, all she wants is justice. She just wants to hear the truth. Maybe that would make everything better, and maybe you don't even know that. You're trying to come in with an offer, and this offer might be the offer of marriage. but you are so nervous. You don't know what to say. You have to tell the truth, but you are worried. And the reason why you're worried is because you know the Queen of Flamingos is like the High Priestess. The High Priestess knows all. She knows the secrets. She knows what you're hiding. Do you ever have a hard time looking her in the eyes? You might, because she sees into your soul. She finds the lies there. So it's not very good to lie to the Queen of Flamingos, who carries the energy of the High Priestess. Definitely not. So, if this pile is resonating with you, then, maybe I'll see you at the end where we could have a little bit of advice for what's going on here and how possibly you can speak up about what's been going on. Because you know what, it could be as simple as she just wants to know the truth, or he, whoever this is, whichever role you're on, That's might be all it takes. You hug and kiss, you make up, you're buds again. Or maybe you've done something very, very bad that she might not even know about. So you could be also holding the energy of the High Priestess. Maybe you think you know how she's going to react to this, and you are frightened. When was the last time you actually spoke to this person? How do you know how she's going to react? Because if it's been a while and you've been in separation, she may have healed already. She may have just said, you know what, it is what it is, and I'm just going to move on. Everybody makes mistakes. This person is, probably doing whatever with their lives. So it's time for me to move on and do something with my life. Could be just that, as simple as that. But you are stuck in your head and are afraid to speak up. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the third pile number 3, and I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, so here's for pile number 3. Let's go ahead and find out what's going on. And the question was, why can't I speak up for myself? Okay, so we have the Zuni bear. And the Zuni bear represents good health, right? Now let me see, why can't I speak up for myself? Good health. Ooh, there's a possibility that maybe your health is not so great. Maybe you don't want to tell this person what has happened. Maybe you've taken a turn for the worse and you don't want to hurt this person. Maybe you haven't had the chance to redeem yourself, and now it's becoming to where it's might be too late. Let's hope not. Let's find out what's going on here. We have the Ace of Rods, the 9 of Rods, the 5 of Rods, the 10 of Cups, the Emperor, the 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, King of Swords, 2 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and the King of Cups. Okay. I only see one major arcana, and that is the Emperor. The Emperor has all the qualities of all the kings. So let's see what's going on. We have the Ace of Rods here, okay, the Ace of Rods, and that's a new passionate beginning. Maybe you want a new passionate beginning with somebody, but there's going to be some arguments and fighting, some bickering, right? And even though you know this might happen, you are willing to get out there and jump in and face this. And that's very good. That is very good, especially if you feel that you need to tell somebody something. We also have the Ten of Cups. So you may be in a Ten of Cups situation where you may have been married, right? You have shared your emotions with somebody and you have had that happy family and happy home. We have the Emperor here. You may have married the Emperor, or you are holding the energies of the Emperor. There could be also a possibility that you started something and it ended. Maybe a marriage. And there was fighting. Even though you fought for it and you tried to do your best to keep it going, perhaps it didn't work out. And the reason why I say that is because now we have this Nine of Pentacles here. And the Nine of Pentacles represents a single person, a single woman. But it could be man or woman, okay? Just like the Emperor energy can be man or woman. You could be a woman watching this and have Emperor energy. Maybe you were married, and usually the Emperor is a married guy, a married man. Maybe you are married. You may not be having the greatest of marriage. Maybe there's a lot of fighting going on, but you could still be married, and maybe you want to, you're thinking about this single woman, because the Emperor is looking back. He's not looking forward at this woman. So the Emperor doesn't seem to be wanting to speak about the marriage. Maybe that he's in, or maybe that he was in. Just all depends on the situation. The beginning of this marriage could have started from options. Maybe when it started, you were just a King of Swords, thinking, about business, coming up financially, finding a grounding in a situation, maybe in this marriage. Maybe you saw, having union with another person and starting out fresh, somebody that you found within all of your options. You may have had more than one, and you may have chosen the option that's going to bring financial security and balance. You may have seen this person in the past as that, so you had a union with this person. But the problem here is you may have left somebody behind. Somebody that you may not have resolved things with. You were unable to speak up about it. So you left things unresolved. And when you do that in a situation, leaving situations unresolved, the relationship that you leave to go to without resolving the previous situation, it's never going to succeed, because things have been left unresolved. It's like the rule of the universe. You cannot just pick up and leave and disappear and expect everything to be okay with the universe that you did that, because it's just not right. Somebody could have thought you died and you don't even know. Somebody could have thought just something terrible has happened, and you may have left this person in tears and, oh my gosh, where did they go? What happened? You don't know. You don't know what's going on in their head. But you never leave things unresolved like that. That's terrible. You may have started something or had another child, even, with another woman, aside from this marriage, because I do see two women, two different women here. I see two different women and three situations. So there might be three women. You might have been married. You might have gotten somebody pregnant. And you might be thinking about a single woman who is financially stable and secure on her own. Wow, what a big web we weave, right? Now, this could be your situation or it could not. Roles can be reversed, okay? I'm just saying. But this looks like something special. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a lot of emotions, and you shared your emotions with a lot of people, I think. You were the King of Cups, sharing emotions all around. Maybe you found that all these situations that you got yourself caught up in are not for your benefit, because for some reason, out of all this, you're still waiting for one person. You're still waiting on one person, hoping that this one person will come back, or that you can go back to this person. You're waiting maybe for the perfect time, somebody that you turned your back on. Mm-hmm. So, if this sounds like your situation, then I'll definitely see you at the end for a little bit of advice. Maybe we can help you out to figure out how you can free yourself from this web that you have gotten yourself into. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the end. I'll see you there. Okay, so this is the end. Y'all made it here. You know, I was thinking about this for a second as I was setting up the cards, and I was thinking, wow, these are three really different situations, you know? And I did want to say that, say you do pick one of those piles, right, and it just doesn't resonate. You're like, what? That sounds ridiculous, right? But how well do you know your own intuition? Maybe you picked the wrong pile. So I want you to put that in your mind, just to think about it for a second, because you know what? In the way beginning, when I used to watch the tarot readings, I would pick out some crazy piles and be like, whoa, is that happening? Because I was thinking I was starting to run with things. This is where I learned along the line. You do not run with things, because, you know, you just don't, okay? You just don't. Some things might fit, some things might not. So you pull out from these, you know, what does sound right, and you leave the rest, right? Because if I were to follow all these readers and the things they say, I would be a friggin' mess. Because, you know, and they tell you the signs and all this, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm this sign and they're that sign, and such, her over there, she's that sign. You know, I don't like to say signs, because I personally have like every sign in my chart, every sign. Do you know how confusing that can be for me? Can be so confusing for everybody. You know, I don't even watch my sun sign at all anymore. If I'm going to go take a peek at tarot reading, I'm a Leo. I never watch for Leo, ever, because it never resonates. But I do have a particular sign that I have in there a few times, right? I guess you call it like a double sign or double D or whatever, but that's the sign I look for, okay? And all of those pretty much resonate. So I stick with that sign and I'm all good, you know? And number one, I don't run with it, because there's so many of those signs that I only try to pluck out what sounds right, because I leave stuff behind too, because sometimes it's hard for a reader to actually read for themselves, you know? I started doing the pick of cards because I wanted to come back later and choose my own card, and use my own intuition, because I do so many that I can't remember what's what, you know? So I'll wait like a week or so, and then I'll go back and be like, I'll see which one resonates with me, and then, you know, I'll watch it. You know, that's how I have to do it for me. But when it comes to, like, you know, other readers, and then they're saying all these signs and this, that, and oh my gosh, I can't do it. That's why I prefer to just tell the story instead of saying the signs, you know? And also, I do not run with these things. Half of these things is just so ridiculous what these readers come up with. But I like to watch some of them because the readers are like really entertaining, You know, they're funny, they crack jokes, whatever, whatnot. You know, it's like that, you know. So I do have advice right here for you guys, okay? And we're going to find out what the universe and what Buddha is going to suggest for us. And hopefully something will trigger us to think about something in our lives and to help us overcome this issue of speaking up for ourselves. Okay, I used to have this problem. I don't really have it much anymore. I'm very outspoken now, but before, ooh, big issue. I couldn't speak my emotions to my boyfriends or in my relationships because I felt like, oh, if I spoke up, the relationship might end and I might say something wrong, or you know. But that changed because I started to love myself and I started to set boundaries for myself. And you know, I figured out that if somebody doesn't respect my boundaries, that's not my person. You know what I mean? That is definitely not my person, because I have dated people that I really wasn't feeling. I was like, you know, the attraction's not really there. And I was able to tell them straight up, not even in a letter, straight to their face. I would say it nicely, of course, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But at least I was able to speak up about it, and how they take it, that's up to them. But in the past, you know, I went through a lot of abuse. I was treated poorly. Why? Because I didn't speak up, you know? So I have the surrender cards and, of course, the Buddha wisdom cards. So I'm going to set these to the side and let's find out. You know, these are pre-shuffled, and I'm going to go ahead and shuffle one more time. We're asking the universe, what do I need to surrender in order to help me to speak up for myself? Okay. I shuffle one more time on the camera because I don't want anybody to think I'm doing any willy-nilly here, right? Because I love the tarot. I think it's great. And sometimes it's so crazy how these cards can just like resonate with the readings, even though I don't really need them. Or, you know, we all need some advice all the time. No one is ever fully healed, you know. Nothing is absolute, right? Things can change at a moment's notice. So it's good to hear whatever, whenever, you know, take it with a grain of salt. So I'm kind of feeling over here today. Okay, I guess that one's it. I'll set that over there. Put these to the side. Put these over here. And then now we are going to do one more shuffle because these were pre-shuffled also. We're going to find out what kind of wisdom Buddha has for us in regards to why can't I speak up for myself. You know, Buddha, what should we do? How can we help this? Okay, I like to try to do a nice, even, clean shuffle. Separate, cut the deck. And then this card will go right here. All right. And of course I have the book on the side because that is a great book. I just, you know, it's worth having there. So let's see what the universe thinks that we need to surrender in order to help us to speak up for ourselves. Okay. Okay. Surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So what I'm getting here is the universe is trying to tell you something, okay? The universe is trying to tell you that what can happen to you if you do not speak up for yourself, right? Now, possibly there's a reason that you don't speak up to yourself, right? This is kind of reminding me of my past marriage. I didn't speak up for myself, and it failed. It didn't move forward, you know? It didn't move forward. I didn't get out of it what I believed I should get. And I fought for that marriage even. I fought for it. I did everything I could to keep it together, but it just didn't. And the reason why I fought for it is because I was worried that if I spoke up, that I would never find love again. That this was like my last and only chance, that I was lucky to even have that, right? So that can be your situations. You might be worried that you don't speak up because what if you do speak up and things fail? They don't go work out or work the way that you believed they would. And you think like, gosh, I worked on myself. I went, I spoke up, I told the truth. I did what I needed to make things better, and it didn't work out. Now what do I do? Now I have nobody. Because you might be staying in a situation that you're not happy with because you're nervous that if you separate yourself from that situation and you try to go to the new situation to make things better, that the new situation will not be good for you. And you might be refused, or maybe your apology or whatever you tell them is accepted, but they've moved on already because you waited too long. Or maybe you do say something to them and they're like, all right, well, I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm moving on. I waited long enough. I'm feeling terrible about what you've done to me, even though you came with me to the truth. Thank you very much. But now I'm hurt and I don't want you anymore. There's so many scenarios that can come out of this, right? But the universe is telling you that if it doesn't work out, it's okay. Because you went and you redeemed yourself. You don't have to be stuck in your head anymore of what can happen or what will happen or what might happen. You don't have to worry about that anymore because you actually stepped up and told your truth. You got rid of that guilt that you hold inside you. You got rid of maybe an unhappy situation and went towards another. Maybe that other situation didn't work, but it's okay because the universe saw your effort and that weight has been lifted off of you. So it didn't work out the way you wanted to, but that's okay. You redeemed yourself. And I guarantee you that the universe will have something way better than any situation that you've been in because you learned something from this. You learned that it's not good to overthink too much maybe. That maybe you need to be like the scales, balance the scales. You took that weight off your shoulders and now things are balanced in your life because you realize you're only going to get two answers out of this. And what are they? Yes or no, right? I mean, those are the two choices. It's only two choices. It's not like you have 10, 20, 30 choices, right? You want a specific outcome? You're going to get two choices, yes or no. But at least you got whatever guilt or bad feelings you had inside you off your chest. And now the scales are balanced. You don't have to worry anymore. Okay, you might be sad for a little bit, but you don't have to be in your head so much about it anymore. Because the end came and that was it and that was all. At least you spoke your truth. And you don't have to deal with this mental anguish anymore because you've got your answer. Now you can move on with your life. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's done. It's over. Or they might accept your apology and you move forward with this person. Right? Either way, you'll be moving forward. You know? Whatever answer you get or whatever you do to speak up for yourself, at least you can move forward. Right? Move forward and continue your life happily. Find success. Move to the next level because we're not born to just stay up to one level. We're born to succeed, all of us. We're not born to just settle. We're born to succeed in life and be happy, find our own happiness. And you know, there is a world of abundance out there for all of us. Don't let it pass you by because you're worried about something, because you're worried about speaking up for yourself. You know? So surrender that belief of scarcity because you know, can have everything you want. But because you're not speaking up for yourself, you're just limiting yourself. Really. Open yourself up to abundance because it's out there and it's out there for the taking. All right, so that was what you need to surrender. Let's go ahead and find out what Buddha has to say about all this. The Skull Cup. Okay, yeah, we received this card also previously. Of the inner offering. Skull Cup of the inner offering. Giving creates a flow of health and love. All right. So when it comes to this card, what you're doing here is it says the Skull Cup of inner offering, right? What I'm seeing from those words is you are offering yourself inner peace by coming forward and speaking out. This will release any anguish and tension you might be holding inside. And once you offer yourself that inner peace that you want to speak up, get this guilt feeling out of you, speak your truth, that's when you're going to find peace within yourself. Right? What else does it say? Giving creates a flow of health and love. Giving out your truth. There you have it. Give out your truth. And you know, when you hold things in, like secrets or whatever, you know, that can affect your body. Definitely. I read somewhere, I can't, you know, don't quote me on this, but I did read somewhere, and I can't even tell you where I read it, but I'm sure if you look it up, you'll find something about that. When you hold in too much emotions or things you don't speak up about, it affects your body and it can cause pains in your body, like in your back, in your knees, in your hands, like all kinds of crazy ass pains. Why? Because you're not speaking up. And it's as simple as that. So simple, right? It can all, from not speaking up, can also cause anxiety and stress. And anxiety and stress can cause, you know, COPD, heart attacks, high blood pressure, so many things, so many things. And a lot of people have those things because of them keeping their mouth shut, not speaking up for themselves, you know, not revealing the truth, holding in lies that they've told many years ago about whatever, and now it's affecting their life. Do you really want to have a life of pain and complications like that? I don't. You guys don't know how many people I have apologized to in my lifetime. And most of the time, it wasn't even my fault. But people made me feel like it was, like I was a bad guy. I only have like one major pain, and it's my lower back. And you know what? That's from an actual injury. I crushed my, what do you call it, my cartilage on my vertebrae when I was in the military. And you know, I mean, you can't really fix that. The bones are fusing together and it's very painful. And the only way I can, you know, keep the pain down is if I try to lose some weight, you know, because, you know, when I gain weight, it puts a lot of pressure back there and it hurts. But other than that, I don't have any other pains at all. At all. I'm already going to be 46 years old. I don't hurt anywhere except for there. Which means, you know, I got to drop a few pounds, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm overcoming a lot of things, and maybe I am eating that cup of ice cream at night, you know, because it's my stress reliever, but it'll go away, you know, and things will get back to normal. But, you know, I mean, I don't feel any pains. I remember when I was married, there was a man Sorry about the story. I just gotta tell you guys. There was a man that lived next door, and when I was married, his name was Ed. That guy was like 80 something, almost 90 years old. Okay, his wife passed away. Okay, and he told me the story. He said he has never in his life had a headache. Wow, wow. Can you imagine never ever having a headache? I don't have them anymore. But I used to have serious migraines. But they're gone now. I must be doing something right because I don't have them anymore. And I really don't want them because I had very painful migraines. You know, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what causes those or what's, the scientific reason of those. But, hey, you can always look it up because that's what life's about. Research, do your own research, come up with your own conclusions, right? Because that's why we're here. I'm here to make you think about stuff. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to do anything to, sway your opinions of whatever. I'm here to make you think about things and do your own research. I'm just someone who like kind of, jogs the thought process only, right? Let's see what the book says real quick. Skull Cup, number 9. Number 9 is a number of, almost coming to completion of cycles. We all go through life cycles, right? And hopefully we get through these life cycles because we don't want to repeat these things, right? Especially if it's something that's kind of bad or funky. All right, the Skull Cup of Inner Offering. The Inner Offering is a heavily symbolic offering visualized in the highest tantric practices of Tibetan Buddhism. It is a symbol of the work needed to transform the mind to overcome the illusion of our own life, what we think life is, what we think is good, desirable, or normal, and anything else that obscures the truth and the ability to reach enlightenment. See, holding in so much stuff, you're not, expanding your mind here, you guys. I'm not saying you as in you are specifically. I'm just saying like people, okay? Remember, I'm not trying to force you to think anything, all right? I just want to make that clear. Um, A cup made of a human skull rests on 3 heads, representing past, present, and future time, and also a practitioner's body, speech, and mind that are purified with spiritual practice. The single fissure in the front of the skull cup represents the fact that we need both method and wisdom to reach enlightenment. That's why I'm here, you guys. I'm using my method to speak to you guys to help you to think and look for that wisdom, right? All right, moving along. The tried and true teachings and writings of all practitioners before us, and the cultivation of our intellect. There you have it. On either side of the skull cup, beyond the frame, are 2 nectar-filled vases with the sandalwood pole topped with a yak's tail. Where's that yak tail? Yeah, I'm not too sure where I see that. On a pole, huh? I'm not sure. I don't really see it because, my sight's not very good either, you guys. So, all right, let's move ahead. Okay. Victory flags flutter in the wind from each pole. Stirred up by the flames below, yeah, I'm still not seeing these poles, but you know what? Let's listen to the story because the story is nice. This card represents a celebration. It's not easy to overcome our conditioning and the ways of the world. The flames also indicates the intense focus on practice that builds up heat and human energetic system. Fire flames up from the heat, melting and boiling all the products of human existence and life in the world, including the 5 waste products of the human body, transforming them into an elixir called Amrita. When spiritual practice bears fruit, the body energies dissolve and move up the central channel. This symbol, by the white syllable, above the skull cup, which is right here, okay, the fire of intense practice burns away all impurities of the heart, body, and mind. It opens a central channel, and the energy, now awakened and enlivened, pierces through the chakras to bring enlightenment. You see? Not only is this book telling us, the processes of how, they did it back when, right? But it's also telling us about, releasing ourselves from past knowledge that we shouldn't speak up, possibly, right? This could be something that's also comes from childhood trauma, or maybe a situation, a marriage, a relationship. Somebody you looked up to might have said something to you that was like, just don't say anything. You don't want to start any drama, right? From telling that to somebody, especially a child, a young person, that would become ingrained into their subconscious, right? Into the soul. Because a child's mind is like a sponge. And you can tell them all sorts of things and they will accept that information and they will hang on to it, right? Children can gather information so much quicker than adults because we have already set our mind in certain ways. So when we learn things, it's hard for us to get a grasp or hold on to whatever information has been given to us because of past things that were told to us, right? If you tell a child, oh, just don't say anything because you'll start problems. If you want to keep them happy, just keep your mouth shut. Why would you tell a child that? It's very important to give children the freedom of speaking. This is where we have children who become abused because they can't speak up for themselves because somebody has told them don't tell or don't say anything. And then that child continues to get abused. That's just a situation. It doesn't have to be yours, but it might be somebody's out there, right? So somebody may have told you that it's not a good idea to speak up because of drama, because you don't want conflict, you don't want any issues. But what you're doing is you're causing issues for yourself and for your own subconscious, for your soul. You're unable to heal because you can't speak up for yourself because it's your soul that's been telling you, don't say anything. Just leave it alone. Do you want to fight or do you want to have arguments or what? That's your insides telling you that. You might not hear it, you might not know it, but that has been ingrained into your energy, right? And it's hard. That's why it's so hard for people to realize why they do the things they do because they don't know where it comes from. You can definitely retrain your mind to make you speak up again. Meditation, affirmations, repeating things to yourself, right? Doing that for days and days and days on end. And one of these days, your subconscious, which is it's like a video camera, right? It's taping things all the time. Taping, taping, taping throughout your lifetime. The more you tell your subconscious these things, the more it will start to stay into the subconscious. That's how I learned to love myself. Because I never felt that love growing up. And for days on ends, I would look in the mirror and say, you know what, I love you. And I said that every day. I still say it sometimes even. Get up in the morning, look all scraggly. And what do I say? I say, I love you. I feel it now. I have a lot of confidence in myself now. I feel so much better about myself. I also tell myself, you are perfect just the way you are. I'm still working on that one. Because even though I love myself, I've had a lot of people tell me, about my looks, my weight, and things like that. And so I'm still working on, loving that aspect of myself. But I do it. I work on myself every single day. And a lot of us don't do that. Why? Because we're busy at work. Maybe we got kids, got to pick up kids, take them to practice, got to do this, got to do that. I've been so lucky that I'm able to be by myself to heal myself. So that's why I dedicate this time to you guys, to try and help you guys heal and help you to understand things. Because you know what? I didn't just think of this stuff in one day. Nobody told me what the problem was. I had to research it, look it up, read books, just constant study, because I didn't know where to go. And on top of that, I was way too embarrassed to talk to anybody about my personal issues because I've been taught to keep my mouth shut, not bring up these personal things. Now I'll talk about any damn thing I want. As long as I'm not hurting people's feelings, though, because you know what? I don't feel like it's very nice to hurt people's feelings anymore. I used to be super abrasive, super mean. I don't do that anymore because I found that it does hurt people's feelings, and I'm not trying to do that. That's why I have apologized so many times in my life, because I've seen that I've hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm not trying to do that. So I don't do that anymore. That's long gone. That's the old me. Plus, it doesn't get you anywhere. It really doesn't. Hurting people's feelings, calling them names, none of that stuff. It doesn't help the situation at all. So, I'm sorry that I talked so much, you guys. I mean, I am really desperately trying to help as many people as I can out there. I said I would do this until the 31st, and I'm going to do this. I might be, because I have, I got to work on me too, you guys. And this is, everything I'm doing right now is off my own savings. I don't have a job or anything. So I'm trying to do this. I'm doing this because I love you guys. And I want you guys to love yourselves too. I know one of these days I will be rewarded. The universe will reward me with something because of, whatever. I don't know. I don't expect it, but I do have something that I'm working on the side, and I'm hoping that it will work out. It'll be good. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I try to keep that confidence going. That's all. But I definitely want to help you guys. If you have any questions, you can put questions down below. You know, I don't have very many subscribers right now. I used to have another page. It was called Sacred Geometry Universe. I think I was almost at 400 subscribers, and I got up to that within like 6 months. And I've been doing this for like 3 months, and I don't even think I have. I don't even think I have like 75 subscribers yet. But it's okay. I don't care, because you know what? Someone will stumble upon this video one day and be like, "Oh my God, that's exactly what I needed," and that's what I want. If I help one person out there, oh my God, I'm so happy. So happy for you, you know? Because you can't really heal until you come to these conclusions on your own. I can tell you stuff all day, but if you don't get it, you're still not going to heal. That's why I talk a lot and I try and give you scenarios of, things or whatever, because I'm hoping that something might jog something in your mind to get you to realize, like, oh, I get it. And it's that one moment that healing begins, you know? And if that happens to you, damn, I'm happy. I'm happy for you. I didn't mean to scare anybody. But yeah, that's exciting to me, because that's how I felt when I realized stuff. I was like jumping for joy, like, oh my God, how stupid I've been this whole time. I'm not saying you guys are stupid, but that's what I said about me. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody is stupid. We are all good. We are all loved, and we are all worth it. We are all enough, and we can all speak up for ourselves and still feel good afterwards. Okay? So I am sending out, hopes of healing for all of you guys, and hopefully somebody gets that light bulb from this reading. I really hope so. If not, hey, maybe another reader will help you, or maybe a therapist. I'm also trying to do this so you don't have to waste your money on a therapist, because I did this all by myself. But I had the time to study and read, look things up and all this, that, and I know that a lot of you guys out there don't. So anyways, thank you for coming today. My name is Mona. This is Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot, and I'll definitely see you guys next time for another healing energy session. Bye.